From cosmic realms to haunted cabins, from superpowered cities to twisted fairy tales, this is where original comic book stories come alive. Dive into bold heroes, dark secrets, and unforgettable worlds with each video. Welcome to Short Story Universe Audio. Subscribe now and become part of this all-new comic book universe. To fully enjoy this video, please ensure CC closed captions, aka subtitles, is turned on. Thanks for clicking on my video. Please enjoy the two AI podcasters conjured by Notebook LM. Their deep dive into this video is totally amazing. So grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy Top 10 Concerns for the upcoming Superman movie.
You know that feeling, right? That kind of electric buzz when a huge movie is about to land.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when it's like a character as massive as Superman, the anticipation, all the fan theories, all the hopes people pour into what they want it to be. It's a big deal. And kind of a fascinating glimpse into, what we're all thinking.
Totally.
So today, we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, those really passionate fan expectations. And our source for this is pretty unique, actually. It's excerpts from Superman's Future, a fan's bold vision. Specifically, a video called Top 10 Concerns for the Upcoming Superman Movie.
Okay.
It's by a creator named Vandale. Now, Vandale is interesting because they've actually built their own comic book universe called Short Story Universe.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and they describe themselves as its only creator. And this universe is apparently for ages 8 to 80. Got drama, comedy, sci-fi, fantasy, battles, romance, even AI podcasters doing deep dives in their universe.
That's ambitious. Quite a setup.
Isn't it? So, okay, let's unpack this. Our mission today is basically to explore the super passionate fans, detailed wish list, all their concerns for the new James Gunn Superman movie. It should give us some really good insight into what a dedicated audience is actually hoping for with a character like this.
And what's fascinating here, I think, is just how deeply invested fans get. We're not just looking at what they want, but really trying to understand why these specific things matter so much to them, and what makes Superman last.
Right. So let's kick things off with the overall tone and the visuals. Vandale's really clear here. Superman is about hope, beauty, and aspiration.
Okay, that's a strong starting point.
Yeah, and they're pushing for what they call Hallmark-Level Storytelling, not off-putting color saturation.
Hallmark. Yeah. Interesting phrase.
It is. They mean sunshine, blue skies, romantic tension, and classic heartfelt moments. For Vandale, this is key. It's the difference between just another comic book movie and a potential billion-dollar Superman legacy. One that makes people believe in love again.
That Hallmark thing is really telling, isn't it? It's less about maybe cheesy romance and more about a call for genuine emotional warmth.
I think so.
Moving away from just constant grit and darkness. It really speaks to wanting Superman to stay that symbol of hope.
That makes a lot of sense. And sticking with visuals, Vandale is adamant about costumes. They ask, bad costumes in a costume-themed movie. That should never be a worry.
Fair point.
For this fan, costumes are sacred. They tell stories, they sell toys, they define eras.
Right.
Vandale literally calls them the best marketing sales pitch, even uses the hashtag comic book costumes matter. They're really doubling down on that.
Absolutely, and they're not wrong, are they? I mean, it goes beyond just looking cool.
Yeah.
Iconic costumes are like the character's brand. It's an instant recognition thing. A huge driver for, cultural connection and, merchandise. Definitely.
For sure.
It does raise that important question, though. For these really embedded characters like Superman, how much does sticking close to the classic look actually impact, how fans receive it and how well it does commercially?
Seems like fans are saying a lot.
It seems that way.
You just have to look at Halloween. Okay, so let's zoom in from the big picture visuals to the characters themselves, starting with, the main duo, Lois Lane and Clark Kent.
Okay. Crucial.
Vandale insists Lois Lane is not plain Jane. They want her Barbie-level, glamorous, bold, and brilliant.
Barbie-level.
Yeah, a high-fashion, no-nonsense, award-winning journalist who turns heads in headlines. Basically the pulse of Metropolis, not just, the love interest.
Who's giving her real agency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then for Clark Kent, the fan wants him clumsy, not crusty, but, and this is where it gets fun. If he's clumsy, make it sexy clumsy.
Sexy clumsy. Okay, tell me more.
Because, quote, Under the glasses, he's a walking romance novel cover. Got that small-town warmth, but also Superman tear magnetism. The dual identity has to work, not weird. That's the key phrase.
Work, not weird. I like that. It
Yeah.
really gets at the balancing act, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You need Clark to be relatable, maybe a bit awkward, but not unbelievable. And for Lois, yeah, it's all about her strength, her intelligence. If you connect it to the bigger picture, it's like, how do you keep that core appeal, those archetypes we love, but make them feel, well, fresh and real for today?
Yeah, update, don't replace. And it's not just the people, even the places matter deeply to Vandale. Like the Kent farm, they slam any idea of a double-wide disaster look.
Right, avoid stereotypes.
Totally. They want a storybook Americana dream, like picture-perfect, white fences, rolling fields, a magical place farmhouse. It has to reflect the heart of Superman's origin. Definitely not make fun of poverty.
That setting is so symbolic.
And that goes for Ma and Pa Kent, too. Vandale says they deserve respect, shouldn't be aged out of relevance. They should be fit, wise, and deeply involved in Smallville. Superman's first mentors, almost like small-town celebrities, you know? Beloved, admired, full of powerful warmth and values.
That focus on the farm and the Kents, it really underlines how important origins are. The values they give the hero.
Absolutely.
And it brings up that question of how the visuals, the setting, the supporting characters, how they all work together to build up who the hero is, that emotional foundation.
Yeah, that grounding seems vital. Okay, back to Metropolis. Harry White. Vandale says the whole overweight, loudmouth boss trope is just passé.
Tired.
Their ideal Perry. He's fit, focused, and fearlessly leading. Someone the Daily Planet staff actually want to follow. They even picture him doing early morning jogging, green juices, daily motivational speeches.
So like the Daily Planet's life coach.
Exactly, that's the phrase they use. It's a very specific take. And then you can't forget a certain companion, Krypto the dog.
Ah, Krypto.
Vandale argues strongly against making him a joke or like the world's worst dog. No, Krypto should be the world's smartest, most loyal, and heart-melting companion.
A proper super dog.
Totally. Comparisons to Air Bud meets Lassie, but Kryptonian. They stress the merch-worthy, poster-worthy, heartstring-worthy potential. Even compared him to BB-8.
That's interesting. It shows how fans think about these secondary characters now. It's not just, are they in the story? It's about their whole impact.
Right.
The tone, the themes, and yeah, the merchandise. It's kind of a holistic view of building a universe, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels like they want every piece to add to that overall feeling of hope and wonder. Okay, now we gotta touch on a potentially tricky one. Guy Gardner.
Uh-oh. The Green Lantern.
Yep. Vandale acknowledges he's often seen as the least favorite Green Lantern, but blames bad writing, not the character concept itself.
Very interesting angle.
They're urging the creators to flip the script, make him cocky and compelling, not just, the worst character in the movie.
What's fascinating there is the sheer belief from the fan that any character, even one with a, let's say, difficult reputation,
Yeah.
can be made great with the right writing. It's a challenge, for sure,
Yeah.
but also a huge chance to maybe redefine a character. It really shows the power of good storytelling.
It's definitely an optimistic take. And that optimism carries over into concerns about narrative choices. Specifically, what happens to non-human characters. Vandale asks, "You're gonna kill the Fortress of Solitude robots and the fire-breathing kaiju. Why?"
Okay, that's specific.
Very. They point out, robots attract the kids, so killing them is like emotional sabotage. And the tall, colorful, fire-breathing kaiju, also kid appeal.
Right.
So the fan is just asking the why. Kill them off. Where's the wonder? Where's the merchandise potential? They want whimsy and joy, not just edgy destruction.
This really hits on the core themes, doesn't it? What kind of story is this Superman movie telling? Is it leaning into that hope and wonder, or is it sacrificing some of that joy for maybe perceived grittiness or stakes? If we connect it to the bigger picture, it's about the actual spirit of this world.
Yeah, exactly. Is it uplifting or destructive? And finally, let's talk about Superman's origins. Planet Krypton?
Ah, yes, the homeworld.
Vandale feels it should be legendary, not forgotten. They kind of lament no marketing, no agency for Krypton. They see it as absolutely key to Kal-El's legacy. The expectation. Think, Asgard meets Wakanda. High bar.
Wow, that really speaks to the narrative weight of where a character comes from. A well-realized homeworld, it doesn't just give you backstory.
Right.
It deepens the hero, their motives, the whole story. It makes you think about world building beyond just the main guy. How rich is the whole universe? Are its foundations being treated seriously?
So pulling this all together, this deep dive into Vandale's top 10 concerns, it really gives us this powerful snapshot of a dedicated fan's viewpoint. It's a really passionate plea for certain character takes, specific visuals, story choices, all aimed at upholding that hope, beauty, and aspiration they see as central to Superman.
And this raises an important question, I think, about that conversation between creators and their most, well, dedicated fans.
Yeah.
Listening to these detailed insights, even if you don't agree with every point, it offers really valuable perspectives. It can genuinely inform how these beloved characters are handled for new audiences. It's finding that balance between expectation and innovation.
And you know, despite laying out all these very specific, incredibly detailed concerns, Vandale ends on a really positive note.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they say. Overall, despite my top 10 concerns, I'm still super excited to see James Gunn's Superman movie. Purchased my Amazon Prime early Superman screening ticket for July 8th.
See, that's dedication.
Right. It just shows that deep, unwavering love the fan base has, even when they have really strong opinions about how things should be done.
That loyalty is powerful.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment below and let me know your concerns or thoughts on the upcoming Superman movie. Are you excited? Did you buy tickets already? Can't wait to read your fantastic comments in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an upload and tap that bell notification to keep up to date with this channel. Want to support and help bring more stories to life? The PayPal link is down in the description and on my channel's homepage. Every contribution helps build this original comic book universe into something legendary. And of course, share this video with fellow comic readers. This is Short Story Universe Audio. Thanks for watching.